In this video, I'm going to show you the shoot and how I took these shots without any Photoshop work at all. We'll look at how to solve problems rather than compromise, and how this can help you by producing better results in camera, reducing your post-production times and approaching your photography with a new mindset. Now, don't get me wrong, I love Photoshop. It's a fantastic tool for photographers, but how much we need to use it for our final images comes down to how willing we are to solve problems while shooting. And for me, that's very important. Although some of my work requires extensive post-production for creative reasons, I find that many of my images are far more effective with less post-production. This shot is a perfect example. It looks at first glance that this must have been some sort of CGI or post-production effect to get the result, when in fact, here's the original image, and here's the retouched version, with minimal Photoshop, just a tweak of colour, some slight shape shifting, and removal of the lighting stands. It works because I was able to think about the shot logically and apply knowledge to solve the problems encountered. An 11-second exposure in a darkened studio with an assistant dressed all in black, moving a fluorescent light tube around my model and only firing my studio light at my model when my assistant had finished and moved out of the way. The shot I'm going to show you next, I'm also going to show you the actual shoot too. Here's the shot I want to talk about. I took this picture over 20 years ago, before digital and Photoshop were even a thing. I used it as the cover of my first promotional brochure, and I sold it as a stock image many times over. But the interesting thing is that when many younger photographers see this shot, immediately they assume it's a composite or that it required extensive Photoshop, when in fact it didn't require any Photoshop at all. And to prove it, I decided to shoot it again. Here's the raw file of what I came up with this time, and here's how I did it. So we've drawn around the leaf, now we just need to cut this out slightly smaller than the leaf itself. Now this card is orange, but it doesn't matter what colour it is, it's just a colour that I had in the storeroom. So I'm using this level to estimate the water level to make sure that the tip of the leaf will be at the right height. So I'm going to take out my dummy one and replace it with my actual leaf that we've mounted onto the cardboard. Right, this is glycerine. This creates soft liquid drops, ones that move around a bit. This isn't what I normally use, like for condensation on bottles. I use my own special mixture. You would have seen us use that in a previous video. But for this, glycerine is absolutely fine on this one. And we're just going to create water droplets on the leaf, and fake water droplets. So we've got the water filling right up to the horizon, just about to breach over the back. Got the leaf in the right position. And now it's a case of creating different swirls and movement in the water, which can literally be done as easily as just moving your hand in the water, which will give a sort of ocean effect, which we'll do now. We can tap the water, which will make an alternative type of wave.
So as you can see, there's a lot more possible in camera than you might imagine. And the results can look more real if you learn how to solve problems by working this way. Often, it's also quicker to solve problems while shooting than trying to solve them in post. If you'd like to see more ways of solving problems in camera, lighting, creating solutions, building sets and concepts for studio, fashion and beauty photography, then you can find hundreds of hours of examples and live shows on my platform at Carl Taylor Education. Well, I hope you enjoyed this and thanks for watching.